right.
Okay.
Reddit boys. Am I the asshole? Probably one of my favorites. Have you ever been on here? It's so stupid.
No, I really haven't. A lot of people go through these, but I haven't really been on here at all.
It's probably one of the stupidest things, but it's like good stupid. So, how about you pick the first one?
I picked the first one.
Yeah. I want my lovely girlfriend to pick it. That's you.
Some of these are pretty crazy, honestly.
It'll be like so crazy. Like, am I the asshole for bashing my girl's face in? And then the next one's like, am I the asshole for eating dinner? And you really don't know what you're gonna get.
How about let's do this one?
Okay. That's a long read.
That is a long read. Maybe we don't do that one.
No, we can.
Okay.
All right. You want me to?
Well, the bottom here, it's really just here, up to here. Because then
Well, we need all
the
the
rest of
context
this
real
is
quick.
like...
Hang on. I'll just get started.
Okay.
I'm a woman in my late 50s, married to my husband, early 60s. We've been married for 30 odd years. That's a long time.
That's a long time, yeah.
I fulfilled the role of traditional wife for much of our marriage, and I left paid work soon into our marriage. What does that mean? I left.
Like, she left paid work, so like she
okay.
used to work at a job, and then she
Gotcha.
became a stay-at-home wife.
My husband is very successful in his business, and we live comfortably. All our children are adults now. My husband built his business from the ground up, and I was instrumental to the early success, which it set up to be what it is today. We were having lunch with our children when my son mentioned that his wife didn't want to be a trad wife, traditional wife, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And I do what I did to raise the kids. She raised concerns about how vulnerable a position it is and that she doesn't want to solely depend on him for money. He wanted me to talk to her and convince her by telling her how it worked out for me. I said I understood where she was coming from, and being a housewife is incredibly risky and vulnerable, especially if he leaves her and she's been out of labor force for a while. He countered that it had worked for his father and I because I trusted him as my husband to provide for me. Why couldn't his wife do the same? I told him I have a meticulous record of all contributions I have ever made to the family business. Recently digitized with the help of my daughter so that if the worst ever happened, I wouldn't be relying on the mercy of a man to feed myself. I told him I have made many contingency plans over the years to minimize the risk of being a housewife and compensate for my lack of pension and benefits I'd have had I not left the labor force. My son and husband were angered by this. Both said it showed a lack of trust, and my husband especially feels like I had one foot out the door our entire marriage, and that my little escape plan included plans to shaft him of his business. I told him the fact that he refers to it as his business rather than ours is exactly why I keep those records and why I won't be telling my daughter-in-law to do what she doesn't want to do. Am I the asshole? That's a lot to unpack.
It is.
I don't even think I understand. So
like,
is she the asshole for keeping score of everything I've ever done for my husband?
basically, yeah, but so what she's saying is that, like, she's basically,
It really doesn't make a lot of sense.
it's not like she's keeping score of everything she's ever done, but it's like she's not
It's on her
forgetting
mind that, like,
that she did all those things, you
and she's,
know?
like, really dependent on him, I guess.
Yeah,
And, like,
so basically she's trying to make sure that if he ever puts her in a position where she has
she
to
has
do
plans.
something, she has a plan.
It would
Which,
piss me
honestly,
off, maybe, if, like,
if you were
you were
planning
constantly
to
bringing
leave,
that up, it
yeah.
would kind of get on my nerves. I'd be like, okay, you really want to leave, like, just leave. That's, like, just how I am, maybe, as a guy, but, like...
Right, but if, like, it's hard to depend on somebody for
For
everything, and, like, the fear that maybe one day you won't be able to depend on them for stuff,
I
you know?
understand that, but, like, and you also got to think about it, too. They're 50 and 60, like, it's not like
True.
they're 20 and, you know, in their 20s, like...
That's true,
if
but
they were
people
in their
can change up at
20s
you at
No,
any point.
100%, I get it, but it's, like, they're already so, like, late
So
into their
far
game,
in, yeah.
like, you know, if they were in their 20s, I would 100%, you know, get it, but I don't think she's an asshole.
From
though.
what it seems like, though, it seems like she feels like he never included her in their plans. You know what I
True,
mean?
it seems like she has
feels
reservations,
like
clearly.
it seems like she feels like he kind of did his thing and she did her thing, and they weren't
Yeah.
a team. You know?
Yeah, she definitely has her reservations. I don't think she's an asshole. I just think they have to talk about it, probably.
Yeah.
But I get maybe from being a man, like, he's probably, like, pissed because he's probably, like...
He probably feels like he's done all this stuff for her all this time, and she...
That, and, like, he probably thinks that, like, oh, she's gonna leave. So I kind of get where he's coming from, but I also get where she's coming from. I don't think she's an asshole.
Yeah, I don't think she's an asshole.
What do the comments say? I'm curious. This one's actually a decent one. Not the asshole, legal savviness. It looks like a lot of people think it's not the asshole. I mean, I agree. I don't think she's an asshole. What do you think?
I don't think she's an asshole. I think that,
She's being cautious,
right.
but she has reservations, so why? You know, we don't have
Yeah.
like the full story,
Right.
obviously.
Right. We don't know if there's anything that's happened or anything.
That's a strong first start, though. But yeah, not the asshole.
I would say no.
Trad wife in your 20s, a single mom in your 30s. That's crazy.
Well, right. That's the thing. Is
Yeah,
like she's just being
right,
cautious,
right.
you
'Cause it
know?
does happen all the time. Yeah,
It does happen a
not the
lot.
asshole. Yeah, okay, I agree. Not the asshole.
All right.
See, wow, that's actually a good one we started with because like they're all like super crazy. Am I the asshole for ignoring my wife? Or yeah,
For
for
throwing
throwing
away
away?
my late
Yeah,
wife videotapes.
that's kind of
That's
crazy.
kind of
That's a long read,
that's
though.
a wicked long read.
I mean, we get the gist, but I'm writing this because I don't know what to do. I have a daughter with my late wife, and her name is Eleanor. Her birthday is coming up in 2 weeks, and she's turning 18. Background: me and my late wife, Chloe. That's an interesting way to spell that. Has been dating since college. We got older and ended up getting married. After our wedding, she shared news to me that she was pregnant, and I was excited that we were expecting our first child. Since it was our first child, we brought a video camera and made little tapes and snippets of her whole pregnancy. Wholesome things such as us joking around or having lunch or talking to our unborn child through the camera. Cute stuff. We made promise to only show Eleanor the tapes until her 18th birthday. Fast forward 2 years. Chloe passed away due to a drunk driver crashing into her car as she was coming home from her mother's house. I
That's
was devastated.
horrible.
That is fucked up. I was devastated over passing and went deep into a depression, having to raise our 2-year-old daughter by myself. My friends tried to get me out again and start back dating, but every time I feel like I was betraying her. So he met a new girl. I'm going to summarize. This is a long read, but he met a new girl named Wendy. All right, so the basic gist is that this new girl is feeling some type of way that he threw, or she threw away the tapes of
Yeah.
his late wife.
He
I'm gonna
was
say
she was
kind of
jealous. I
she's
feel
an
like
asshole for sure.
yeah.
That's crazy
I
because your
don't
kid, they have a kid together. You know,
ignoring my wife for throwing away. He's just ignoring her. The
that's the
problem
only.
is
But like,
the problem is when somebody in special in your life dies, they never truly die inside your heart.
yeah,
And like
this is a tough one.
I don't I don't think it was right for her to throw them away, especially because it
No,
had to do with his daughter. It
right.
was less so
That's
about the
ruining her
wife
daughter's life because like that was like the one thing potentially that she had left.
to connect to her mom, right?
Terrible.
And which,
That's an
you
asshole
know,
move.
yeah, no, it really is. I mean, even if he wasn't keeping them for himself, but even if he was keeping them for the daughter, like
Yeah, at least give them to the daughter.
either
Maybe don't.
way, like even if you felt some type of way about him looking at them, like the
Yeah.
daughter, you know?
Maybe if he was
Either
sitting there and
way,
watching them all the time in front of her and saying like, "Oh, this and that," I could see her being upset. But it's like you got to have some sympathy. Like, there's history there. That's like they have a kid together and then she passed away. That's insane to throw that away.
yeah, no, that's
Literally insane.
crazy.
I think she really scarred that daughter's life because that's fucked
Right.
up.
Well, and I mean, even for him, like, when you lose somebody you love, it sucks, you know? And if you,
Yeah.
that's what you have for a memory of that person, like, the next person needs to respect that, I feel like.
Yo, for sure. Yeah.
And,
That is wild.
if you can't, like, learn to live with the fact that they still love somebody that died, you know?
Yeah.
That person isn't here anymore. They're not competition. It's just like one of those things that they're always gonna live on
Yeah.
in their heart.
Yeah. I definitely think asshole move for
On her
sure.
part, absolutely.
So, but this guy is not the asshole.
Right.
That's what it's asking. I guess I just reread it.
Yes.
He's not the asshole at all.
No.
It should be flipped, and it should be like,
Is she the
yeah,
asshole?
she should be making
Yes,
this post.
she's the asshole. Right, right.
What's the comments say? That's a long read. A lot of them are very long. I doubt she's even sorry. Just sorry
I
for
was gonna
herself.
say this.
Yeah.
Not one to advocate for divorce, but I do not think I could continue with a relationship with someone who did something so wildly despicable. I was gonna say,
Oh, on her part, you mean?
on his part,
Right, like being with her.
going towards a divorce might be his option.
Yeah.
As much as like I
'Cause that's
also
wild.
wouldn't like just go out and be like, "Oh, divorce," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like different people have different marriages and whatever, but that's something that if you can't emotionally recover from, then I wouldn't stay with that person personally.
Oh, definitely not. It's really fucked up.
Ignoring her is like the least inconvenient thing for her that you could do
That's like
because of that. You know what I
he's very
mean?
chill if anything. Like he's
Right.
not even like fighting or yelling. He's just taking it like a man. Like he's just kind of that's crazy though. Like I can't even fathom that.
A lot of people are saying that they would divorce
Yeah,
her.
but with
They would
intentional, this
divorce
and
her,
that,
yeah.
100%, yeah. But
Yeah.
you know, it's nice to speculate. Like it's easy to say, oh, I would do this, but like
Somebody said divorce is too kind.
she robbed the daughter of the only small piece of her mother. Exactly what I was saying.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. That
yeah,
she never even got to see.
that's 100%. Yeah, it's really messed up.
It's horrible.
Definitely. So he's not the asshole.
No, she's definitely
She
the
is definitely an
asshole.
asshole. Yeah, she
Yeah.
should be writing this post.
And ignoring him, ignoring her, ignoring his
It's
wife
like
is
the
the
least he could have did.
least he
Yeah.
can
Oh,
do
I
to
agree.
like make his point across.
100%. Yeah,
So I would say that she's definitely the asshole and he is not the asshole.
I agree. Yep. We low key agreeing on these so far.
That's good, right?
Yeah, that's good. My
For
eyes on this
calling an
good.
ambulance, which got my coworker fired.
Oh, interesting.
This got removed from Am I the Asshole? So posting here. I, 27 female, was at a group work training for my job this past weekend. The company put a bunch of us up in a hotel and had us attend a long day or a day-long presentation about our goals for the next quarter. For context, we're in sales, it's highly competitive, and the group consisted of mostly older employees, with me being the youngest. After a full day of meetings, a few of us decided to get dinner at a restaurant down the street from our hotel. We carpooled, and when we arrived, one of the older ladies, Deborah, 50s, was already there, standing at the bar. We invited her to join us for food, but she declined, and we moved on with our night. I had 2 beers with dinner, so I'm not judging, but as we finished our meal, it became clear that Deborah was plastered. She was stumbling, even though the ground was level, and slurring
Classic
pretty
Deborah.
badly. Classic Deborah. As we left, Deborah came outside with us and reached for her keys. I immediately stopped her and said I'd drive her back to our hotel. She agreed, but as she went to grab the passenger door handle, she missed and fell straight back onto the pavement, hitting the back of her head.
Oh,
I don't mean to be gross, but it sounded like someone dropped a carton of eggs.
oh,
I checked, and not only was she passed out, but she was bleeding from her head.
damn.
Everyone panicked, and I grabbed my phone to call 911. One of the younger guys stopped me and said, "Help me get her in the car. We'll get her room key out of her purse and just put her in bed."
That's
I was
wild.
bewildered and said, "But she has a head injury. She's bleeding. What if she cracked her skull?" I'm no doctor, but if you go to sleep with a head injury, don't you not wake up? I'm
It's
pretty sure I
possible.
learned that in school.
Hmm.
And some of the other employees agreed with me, so I called the ambulance. Paramedics took Deborah to the hospital and she survived, though she was in really bad shape and when I checked up on her the next day. Here Here's where I may be the asshole. Our managers found out that Deborah was hospitalized for over drinking while technically at a work function and they fired her on the spot. Everyone also found out that I was the one who insisted on calling the ambulance. The older employees are all saying I did the right thing and that she would have died, but the younger ones are calling me a snake and saying I got her fired on purpose
Wow.
because she was competition. Am I the asshole?
That's classic workplace drama. Nah, he is definitely not the asshole. Or she, or he.
She,
She's
yeah.
definitely not the asshole.
I feel like,
She did the right thing.
yeah,
100%.
it's when it comes to injuries like that, you'd rather be alive than have your job.
And like,
Like,
you could
I'd
live your
rather
whole
save
life.
a life than save their job in a sense.
Yeah, you can always get a
Like,
job back.
you can always get
Or
a new
different.
job or do anything else with your life, but the problem is you can't if you die, there's nothing else you can do, you know? Especially if you then it's on your conscience for the
I
rest
was
of
just
your
gonna say,
life.
like, if I was this girl and I didn't call, or, I would live with that for the rest of my life. It would personally haunt me. So,
Absolutely, because then you know that you didn't do everything that you could have done to save somebody's life, and they died
definitely,
because of it.
definitely not
And
the asshole.
no, I would say no.
Like, these are like really like actually clear ones. Like there's so many ones that are just so stupid, but these are actually been really good. I'm surprised. I thought we were gonna come on here and just make fun of like a bunch, but like these are like really hard. I feel like
Yeah.
this one's not so
Well,
much.
no.
I don't
I
think
feel
this
like a
is.
lot of these are more so cut and dry, like
Mm-hmm.
really not the asshole.
Not no, absolutely not.
Um,
Absolutely not. Did the right thing, 100%. The comments are
Absolutely, I
already agreeing.
agree.
The first one, not the asshole.
Let me tell you, I cracked my head open before, and it is not fun. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of blood.
And imagine like someone's like, "Oh, just throw her in bed. She'll
Yeah,
be good.
just lay her down, put her to sleep. She'll be fine. No,
Get those papers on my desk by Monday morning." Like,
seriously, no,
who gives
that's
a hell about the competition, dude? Whatever.
yeah,
It's a work. Like, that's just drama. People being drama snakes.
yeah. Realistically, it's just people.
People who are like, oh, they want him to be the hero, probably.
Yeah. All right. What are people saying? Not
Yeah.
the asshole. You did the right
Agreed.
thing. Smashing your head against the ground can be fatal from even small falls.
Mhm.
Your head is like
Literally,
really
like,
fragile.
yeah, 100%.
I feel like compared to a lot of different like parts of your body.
Oh, and I also wanted to say real quick, just I randomly thought of it, because at the end it like mentioned she overdrank. That's not on the OP. That's not on the girl. The
No, it's
poster.
not.
That's not on her.
No, it's not her
That's
fault.
that's not her
She
problem.
literally just did her part to
She
save her
did her
life,
part to save her life.
basically.
That's 100% right.
Somebody said, I'm sure the coworkers giving her shit would have also given her shit if she didn't call the ambulance and the coworker died.
100%.
She
This
did
guy
the right
gets
thing
it.
for
Yeah.
sure, yeah. No,
And
that's absolutely true. People are gonna talk shit no matter what you do, so just do what you need to
if he
do.
didn't call or she didn't call the ambulance, like she would have been dead and fired anyway, quote unquote. So you know what I mean.
Right. Well, right,
So it's
exactly.
like,
She would have lost her whole life instead of just
yeah,
losing her job,
she
you
probably has
know?
people who care about her and etc. So
Absolutely.
yeah, wild. Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend if she could take a shower?
That's crazy.
Let's take a look.
You wanna look at this
Yeah, we can
one?
look at this one.
Okay.
They're so long, man. I don't remember them being this long. Update. Okay.
Okay, wait,
Damn
don't
it.
look at
Yeah,
that yet.
no,
Don't look at that. You're gonna have to block that out in the video so that we don't see that first.
okay. My girlfriend really only showers once a week, twice if I'm lucky. Typically, we go to the gym together, and I've often asked her why she doesn't shower. And she always comes with things like, oh, women don't really sweat much, and I sweat very little, even for women's standards. And I don't buy it because I can smell. I used to just suck it up because I know she's extremely sensitive. Kind of not safe for work here. But this even affected our sex life. I used to love going down on her, but after not showering, after workouts, long work days, etc., I've lost interest. Fast forward a bit, she now starts using the sauna at the gym. Yikes, maybe on average 2 times a week. Still, she refuses to shower. I've said there's no way you don't just sweat in the sauna. Just me sitting 5 minutes in there gets me soaked. She says I don't sweat much there either, and she just sits for 20 minutes.
That's
Things are
crazy.
now worse. I can smell her very badly, almost to the point where I try not to breathe in too close to her because it's not good. I tried so long to give hints to get her to shower more, like, hey, do you want to take a shower together? But she can't take the hint, says, why would we do that? There's only room for one. Yikes, it's not fun. One evening, she wanted to lie down on the floor and stare at a world map she has. She invited me to lie down next to her and just talk where we wanted to go. I lasted for about 1 minute before I had to make up some dumb excuse why I had to get up. Damn.
That's
She's
crazy.
she then gets upset and says something along the lines of, why are you leaving? You never do stuff with me. The truth is I can't be close to her for long. I'm not even sure if I started to resent her because it was the only one thing that was bugging me in the relationship, but maybe I did, and that's my fault for being bad at communicating to her. Anyway, I couldn't hold it any longer. I tried one last time to ask if she wanted to take a shower with me, to show I did want to do stuff with her, but she declined. And then I said, I know you say you don't sweat, but I can smell. I don't like the smell of sweat, etc. on being a popular gym we go to. I would just appreciate if you showered a bit more. She freaked out. World War III started. She accused me of things and asked if I found her disgusting. It almost felt like she wanted me to think she's disgusting for some messed up reason. Like this was an easy way to create distance between us to have less sex and all that. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm overthinking it. It's just to me. It feels awfully obvious to shower, if not daily, at least every other day. She said she doesn't want to shower her hair often, but still you can shower your body. Our relationship is borderline over because I hurt her, so am I the asshole? What could I have done differently? Irrelevant, but is it normal that women shower less than men? I was always under the assumption it was the opposite. Probably about the same.
I feel like it depends, because, like,
Yeah,
you shower more often than I do. I shower every other day,
true. I
and you
take a lot
tend to
of
shower
baths.
every
I'll
day.
shower, relax,
Yeah.
take a lot of baths. Yeah.
But,
I
so,
don't. Yeah. I'll you go first.
that's
'Cause I don't know.
interesting to unpack
I don't
because,
know.
like, there are things like depression that make you go longer without showering, but if she's
Right.
purposely going without showering, that's kind of a different situation.
And if it's just sweat, I personally wouldn't mind it. Like if it's BO, you know, I've dealt at work with someone who smells like really bad and does not shower, so I understand that's reeks, the BO at least.
Yeah, no,
But if it's just a
absolutely.
sweat smell, like personally, like I don't mind your musk, you know what I mean? Like you like the person's musk,
Right.
but it's different to not shower for like
Yeah,
a week's
weeks.
pretty excessive. I'd be getting greasy after like a couple days, 3 days, 4 days maybe.
Once a week is kind of rough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing if you're like, if like one time you go a week without showering, but it's a whole different situation if you're consistently going a week without showering.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a like,
Something wrong there. Maybe there's
yeah,
a mental,
something's
something
going
mental is
on.
going on with you, like
Either it's
depression.
mental or, like I said, to purposely be doing this is kind of crazy.
Purposely, yeah, stink maxing is crazy. That is
Like
crazy.
waxing. Oh my God. I think that I don't know. It's
I
like
don't
weird because why would you do that on purpose?
I don't think he's an asshole. I think he's like maybe there's different ways he could have brought it up, but
Well, he said he tried
he did try,
from what we understand.
his version of trying, if you look, it's like very like subtle things. He's never like,
Right.
hey, can we talk about something? It's really
Can we go take a shower? Which, I mean, I wouldn't turn down
for sure. I mean, warm showers
together,
together, true.
but
And the space thing, nah, you just get closer.
yeah,
Why wouldn't
only
you
room for
want?
one under the water
That's weird.
anyway.
That's weird.
That is weird.
I think
We'd
he's
be
wrong
bigger
in
in the
the
water.
assumption. Yeah, for sure. I don't think he's wrong for
I don't
like
think he's wrong for not
thinking,
liking it.
because there was a part he said he thought like she didn't want more sex or whatever. I think he's wrong in thinking that. I don't think that's the angle. I think she
Right.
literally just didn't for whatever reason.
Right. Maybe it's for own personal reasons. Maybe it's
I guess you'll
something
never
else.
know. Like we'll never know. He'll never know. Like because
Right.
I see the update right there. They broke up at the bottom, but we'll get to
Right.
that. I I don't necessarily think he's an asshole because it's not like he said, "Yo, bitch, go shower," or like you
Right.
fucking
He kind
reek.
of
He
brought
never
it
said
up.
that.
He finally brought it
He
up
poked and
in a
prodded a
way
little
that
bit.
wasn't like rude.
If I brought that up like just like this guy, would you be mad? Think about it like
I'd
that.
be upset, but I wouldn't be mad.
You wouldn't be like mad at me.
No, I wouldn't be mad at you
So
because
I guess he's
like
not an asshole then, because it's a girl's perspective. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
don't think.
no. Yeah, I think I might be like a little butthurt at first, like if that was the
Yeah,
case. Then again, I wouldn't do that on purpose. But
I think you'd realize where I was coming from.
yeah, we were more
We
understanding of
also
each
have a pretty
other
good
though.
yeah. We
Yeah,
so
so we try to understand each other a little bit better than
a
that.
lot of
But
shallow relationships these days probably like you just want to hurt me.
right, so maybe that was where she was at, like a victim mindset of like
Let's see the
you're
update.
not.
I want to see the update and see maybe it'll change our verdict.
Maybe
All right, we broke up. She refused to accept that she was disgusting by not
that's a
showering.
little rough. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie saying that, but I mean, I guess
true.
if he was at a point where like he was so over it, I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
And she did not see anything wrong. Impossible for me to change her mind. When she is dead set on no wrongdoing, no point for me to argue with someone like that. True.
Yeah.
Stubborn people.
No, really, and it's not even stubborn. It's literally like purposely not hearing anybody else's
Yeah, you're
side.
being ignorant. Stubborn and
Right.
ignorant, like mixed.
Right, right.
Seems like there was a lot of unresolved trauma in their past. I was aware of it, but not the severity of it and how it affected her. What trauma could make her not want to shower, though? I guess it's
Depression
tough.
does.
Yeah,
Depression does,
true.
right? But like I consistently being like
Ooh,
that, like there, I don't know.
I just read that one of her first sentences to come out when I confronted her again was "break up with me then." Oof.
Maybe she was
Not a
waiting
fan of
for
that one.
that.
Not a fan of that
Well,
one.
okay. Maybe I'm just trying to play both sides, right? But
Right.
like maybe she was like maybe she was depressed and she was at a point of like
True.
he was ragging on her and she was already depressed and so then she was just tired of it.
I'm reading a little more, so I just keep like
It's
going.
okay, just keep reading,
I
keep
think
reading.
she's an asshole,
Keep
personally.
reading.
She struggled with having girlfriends as she was scared of them stealing her current boyfriend or something, so she always went to hang out with guys.
That's crazy.
Nah, get it. Nah, she's done.
Okay, keep reading.
I don't even gotta read anymore, man. She loved getting validation from guys. Do I gotta go on? Do I gotta
Keep
keep
going, keep
going?
going. Just read it.
So she ended up having a lot of friends with benefits over the years. He said, "What? There's a lot of probably when they weren't together. I hope
Right.
benefit of the
I'm
doubt.
assuming that's what he
There's a
means.
lot of stuff I did not know, but that's just not my thing. For some reason, I almost feel used in a way because I feel like to her I was just another friend with benefits, but she was someone I actually saw a future with. Ultimately, what made us break up though is the fact that she sees herself as over men, or me in this case. She believes women are holy, her words, not mine. So she's like wicked feminist, like the way radical edge, you know?
Yeah.
not the actual sense of it. She
Mm-hmm.
was the taker of the relationship and I was the giver. It worked for some time, but I started resenting her and did not want to be as much as a giver for her anymore. I started to notice she did not appreciate my efforts and she did not reciprocate much at all. Hopefully, she will find a guy who will put her on the highest pedestal out there, but that guy is not me. All power to her.
There's a thing,
That
right?
summed it up.
There's a thing, right? Because this wasn't the thing to start it. Maybe this was the thing to start to realize the rest of the problems that were
Right.
happening.
I
Because
think
there's
it's
always,
deeper than the stink.
yes, it's
We
deeper
gotta
than
peel
her not
back the stink.
showering. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's deeper than her not showering. Maybe he started to resent her when that started to happen because he
true.
kind of was like taking it back and looking
Yeah,
overall at the relationship.
yeah,
Sometimes, like, when you take a step back and like kind of look into your relationship, you kind of realize certain things that are wrong or
yeah.
that like you haven't communicated that you felt like weren't how you wanted it.
And you can never see it in the moment. It's always like after the fact,
Right.
after the fight, after the whatever. You're like, oh
Right,
shit,
right.
yeah, maybe I do stink, you know?
Right.
Some guys like the
Or oh,
stinky.
maybe I have been that way recently. Maybe
Yeah.
I have been doing that thing, you
Some
know.
guys
So
like the
like
stank, so maybe another
it's
guy is gonna
crazy.
embrace the stank.
Maybe.
I love
Or
the
maybe she just did that to get rid of him.
maybe, but that's such a weird, time
It
consuming
is.
way.
But people have done weirder things,
True,
so
true.